Microphone check.
Pretty like Lupita when the camera's closing. Drip broke the levee when my killers roll. Hey y'all, welcome to Unmasked Podcast, where we discuss love, loss, and growth. So today, style is going to be a little different. I typically let y'all know that I'm y'all host, but today I am being interviewed, and I have two hosts here who's going to take over this episode. I have to the right of me Miss Nicole Jackson. She is an accountant, a basketball player. She is a sneakerhead.
Oh, yeah.
You can find her on Instagram, Light Bright
Sneakers.
She also, she have the link on her bio if you want to book, she do taxes, all things accountant. Right. So that's Miss Nicole Jackson. I have to the left of me, Miss Kiara Smith. I know I'm giving out y'all governments. They be all right. This young lady, she does it all. She's actually my ghostwriter, so shout out to her. Mm-hmm. Everybody been asking me about my ghostwriter. You gotta pay her. But anyway, she also has her own business. Oh my gosh, she just launched
The Sweet Spot.
The Sweet Spot. Yes, The Sweet Spot. I use The Sweet Spot all the time. I actually got something for her to do for me after we record this episode. I got something for her to do. Mm-hmm. But she is here for all my small business owners. Those things that you don't want to do. She here to do them for you. Make your life easier. Contracts. She's actually worked with Nicole.
Yes,
so
yes.
Black women own businesses around here. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm gonna stop doing all this chit chatting, and I'm gonna turn the floor over to them, and let's see what these questions they got for me.
Ready?
Let's get into it.
First of all, you named The Sweet Spot, so I just want you to
know,
remember.
Right?
You forgot that. You started this when you were 33.
Yes.
You told me it was your Jesus year.
Right.
But what was the significance of that? Why did you feel like you could be vulnerable in a space where you were rising so quickly in your social media presence, and you chose that time to tell all your business, all your flaws, your mistakes, your past? Why then?
It was put on me to do it at that moment. Like, this book was downloaded into me because you already know that I don't like writing. About to put my business out there again. She wrote some of my papers for college, y'all. So, when it was downloaded into me to write this book, the first thing that came to my mind was like, how? Like, I don't even spot check my emails. Like, what's about to happen here? But it was something I knew I needed to do, but at the time I just didn't know how to go about it. And one day it just dawned on me like, oh, maybe you can hire a ghostwriter and you can talk these things out and allow them to actually write it up. It's still your story. You're telling them your story, but they can write it for you. So at that moment, I was 33. I'm having these conversations with you. We kind of talking about it. Bam, here we are. So I think that was the perfect time because I already was talking about the book and I knew it was something that needed to be out there, but I never opened my mouth and said, I don't know how to go about it. And then once I actually did that,
but why then? You're not answering the core question. Why? What made it? Why did you feel like I'm ready? Because you're a very closed off person. Yeah. You're not vulnerable.
I got you. Okay. Why then was, I know, right? Shut up. Because I was at a stage in my life where I realized that in order for me to get over this hump, I felt stagnated at some point in my career and just my life. I felt like the only way for me to get over that hurdle was for me to go ahead and be vulnerable so that I can allow love into my life. I can allow the trauma, the healing. So at that moment, I knew that I wasn't going to go anywhere any further in life until I had this vulnerable moment.
It brings me to two of my questions I have, but I'm gonna start with just first of all, the book was a good read.
Thank you.
Yep. In the chapter Jesus Year, it caught my attention. So, what was the thought behind the chapter? How does that connect to your spiritual journey?
Mm-hmm. I am definitely spiritual. I know God. I know that I, wouldn't be here today if I didn't have a relationship with him. Mm-hmm. He's brought me along all of these years. My Jesus year was so significant. I'm like, I'm 33. This is my Jesus year. Mm-hmm. This is the time for me to resurrect.
Okay.
You feel me? This is the time for me to, be what Jesus is. You know, I am of God. You know, I am put on this earth to fulfill whatever destiny God put on this earth for me. So my Jesus year was the perfect moment for me to break through and just be vulnerable and, you know, be of God, be of light, you know, like let go of the trauma and the things that I was holding on to.
You were at war or being vulnerable. So what's your current state with being vulnerable now?
Because it's out there now that that's what I'm doing. I feel like a lot of things are happening in my life for me to have to be vulnerable. Being in a relationship, you know, a relationship that I actually want. Being a mom, that vulnerability has definitely been knocking on my doorstep with being a mother. Like,
right.
Ooh, it's it's just like I want to be hard so bad, but then I'm like, I can't do that. This is my child. You know, like I have to literally talk to myself and remind myself, like, okay, like you have to do this. Get out of yourself. And just show people that you care. Like, that's really what people want to get from me. Like, that I care. And I feel like because I'm out here doing everything I'm supposed to do, I'm making sure you get this. I'm making sure I do that. That is what people want from me. And it's really to apologize. It's really to say I love you. It's really to give you a hug. It's really... So those are the things that I'm learning. And it's becoming like a thing in my life right now. Like, that is the theme. Vulnerability, that's the theme. And I'm just like, what?
I always wonder, and this is a two-parter, out of your aunts, is Aunt Lisa / Aunt Frida the most like Grandma Clara?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so is that why it was so important for you to put a letter to Aunt Lisa in there? Was that your call out to her to let her know, I'm grown now, I don't have that attitude, I can let things go, I'm not going to hold a grudge? Why was it so important for you to put that message to Aunt Lisa Frida?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, one, she definitely reminds me a lot of my grandmother, and she was in the house the entire time of me being raised by my grandmother. So she pretty much, you know, she was my aunt, but she was looked at as a mom as well. She played a significant role in my life, like impactfully. You know, I had my fashion sense from her. She was there when I got my first abortion, like, you know, so she just was around. She has groomed me into a young lady, and it's just unfortunate that we never talked about our traumas. We never talked about things that she was going through. I'm a young adult who needs guidance. Those aren't the things that were talked about. So we kind of had a moment of clashing and bumping heads, and so we had time apart and not being in each other's life. And as I'm writing this book and I'm talking about my grandmother, I'm talking about the things that I've gone through, she was a huge part of saving me, you know? So it's like, why aren't we talking again? Like, I don't have no problem with you. You know what I'm saying? So, like...
But you realize you come off that way. Before, like Nicole said, war with vulnerability, before you started tackling that or actually, like, bringing it to the forefront, you did come off that way to a lot of people. And we'll get into that. Like, your relationships.
Okay.
But...
Came off as what?
Give her some grace. As someone who didn't care, who did, I don't care what traumas we had, that's no excuse.
Right.
You need to do what I'm asking, or I'm going to keep it moving because I got another agenda.
Right. Okay.
So.
That's good. That's good. All right. What's one thing that was birthed as a result of this book?
A healthier relationship with my mom, my biological mom. I think because I wrote this book, I was able to get past myself and how I felt about my parents in general. My dad just came home from jail. We found out he had stage 4 cancer. You know, we all got together, all of my sisters, and went to go see him and was under this roof together, which has never happened. I mean, that within itself shows the growth and how important it was for me to write this book, because that's what was in the book is what I was holding on to. So now that I have it out, I feel like I can now, it don't overshadow me. I'm now free from those things. So, you know, definitely, like I said, it definitely birthed me being able and open to having a better and healthier relationship with my biological parents.
So, your dad, when we interviewed him, he said that he was sorry for the way things went. But he said if they hadn't have gone this way, can you really say you'd be as successful as you are now? And you agreed. We talked about it. Do you think that was an excuse on his end to make it a little bit better? Or does he actually believe that? And on top of that, you know, you talked about going to see him when he got out. And I know you had a relationship over the last few years. He's been open about his wrongs.
Right.
But your mom, she said no to the podcast. She said she didn't want to be a part of it for her own reasons. And you guys brought up traumas a few minutes ago. Do you feel like you can treat her the way, like I said with Frida, give her grace, you do your dad, based on the fact that she had her own traumas too, that we've talked about? Can you understand why she isn't as open as him as a woman and a mother, as far as how he's open about his wrongs as a man and a father?
Woo. To me, it's cowardly of her to not want to have a conversation with me, even if it's not broadcasted. I understand if you don't want to be publicized. You know what I'm saying? That's my life and how I choose to share things on the internet. Understood. But privately, that conversation won't even happen. So I don't think I can respect that. I mean, I have no other choice but to respect her wishes, of course. You know what I'm saying? And I can still have a relationship with her and always be cordial. I always be respectful. I want her to know Logan. I don't think we are able to have the relationship that I would love for us to have, and I feel like she would like for us to have as well, if we don't have that conversation. Because I can tell when we're in the room together that there's a elephant in the room. Like, there's something unspoken that you can feel. You know what I'm saying? Even like the way she talked to me. You know, she called me Miss Kiki, like I'm somebody she don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's awkward. So I don't think that her and I will have a relationship like my dad, because he has been open and honest with his truth. You know, whether I like it or not, that's his truth. And he was able to give me that. And I feel like even without him giving me that, he apologized. And even if Pam don't want to give me anything, she can still apologize for not being there. Like, there's no way somebody who didn't have either of their parents don't have any questions.
So now, you know, life comes 360 sometimes. And now that you're a parent, and some of the challenges that you may face with Logan, can you see that your parents was in tough situations as well? Like, do you see your life as much as a child, you was able to be on that side of the fence, and now as a parent, you on a whole nother side of the fence? Can you see some of the challenges that might be parallel to raising Logan?
Oh, for sure. Cool. That's a great question. I for sure see that. I don't hold my parents, I don't hold it against them that I was raised by my grandmother, because I think they made the best decision for me. But as a child, you still want your parents around. I think what I did as becoming a mom was I tried so hard to not have her feel those things that I felt, that she still feel them. Like, there's no getting around it. You know what I'm saying? You try to protect them from all these things, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know, as a parent, it's hard, because I've had moments where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, she can go live with her dad. Like, I don't care what kind of person somebody may think I am. She can go. Like, I've had those moments, and parenting is hard as shit. So I get it. Like, my mom had already had my oldest sister and had me, like, right after. I understand she probably couldn't handle both of us. Like, 2 kids in diapers. I get that. I don't get how you're not in your child's life at all. Like, I just don't get that. Like, if I'm with my grandmother and if you call in every week, you doing something. Like, I know who you are, but it was a disappearing act. You know, so I try so hard to not make Logan feel that way, which today she feels that way. As if, you know, I'm gone and I'm out, I'm doing this, I'm working too much. It's like, okay. You know, she has siblings. I don't have a relationship with my siblings. She has siblings from her dad. I never wanted her to not know her siblings. She don't know her siblings. Like, the things that I was trying to break are still here. So it's kind of like, the kids, you just gonna feel however you feel. So whether I'm in her life or not, she was gonna still have this feeling. I recognize what kind of mom I am, And I'm not going to continue to have multiple kids for them to feel that same way. You know, like, like I'm just
That's
like,
so real.
you know, I'm not going to do that. I think with me not having either my parents, I'm not a nurturer. I know that. Kids need nurturing. Why am I about to have 5 kids who I can't nurture? Like,
Yeah.
Why do that? You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to know
respect
ourselves.
that.
We need to know ourselves as parents. We need to know what we are going to lack. Like, your kids need you. And if you know that because of your traumas, there are certain things that just don't come natural for you, like, you put that on your kids, you know? So
you said you were glad that they gave you to Grandma Clara, right? Because that, your first 12 years instilled in you that drive and ambition to make you want to run away and come back.
Yep.
But I want to ask you, they gave you to Grandma Clara when you were a baby. When she passed, you had Aunt Frida, Aunt Tammy, Gramps, that were all expecting to keep you and continue to take care of you. But your mom came here and stole you.
Yep.
So for me, it's like, okay, she wanted you, but what was it, 3 or 4 years later, you kept trying to run away back to DC.
Right.
And I remember when I interviewed you for this, you said your pain came from confusion. You were happy that she didn't show up to court to try to make you come back, but you hurt because
she didn't
show up.
Right.
So can you understand, or at least think of reasons why she didn't show up? Can you see it from her perspective as a mother now? Okay.
As a mom, like, I understand, but you just still don't do that. Like, for me, you know, I'm having several conversations right now about where Logan and our relationship is. You know, she's 14. She has questions. You know, I'm here this weekend. We're in a situation where she's here in Maryland, and I'm moving us to Texas. So she don't have me in her face like she is used to. And so I'm here today. Logan and I haven't spoken in like 2 days. She's you know, she's safe. She's with my mom. But it's like, but because I'm here, I wouldn't dare go back to where I currently live and not see her, and not, like, I'm still showing up. I'm still here, even though, you know, I'm still about to take her favorite meal. I'm still like, I'm here. You know, I know we have in our situation right now with where we are in our relationship, but I'm still here. You know, so it's like, for me, it was like, did you really want me? What did you come for? Did you think my grandmother left me some money because she left it to her husband? Like, what did you want?
Yeah.
You know, like, what was your motive? What was it? And even when you had me, because I was happy to go, but you did nothing for me to want to stay. Like, I didn't feel like I was wanted there. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like you came and got me because it was cute. I got my daughter now, you know, I don't have nobody in the way who can say I don't have her. Like, she here with her sister. It was like, was it a bragging right? You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, what was the purpose?
I know in the beginning with Logan, it was a struggle financially, having a roof to put over her head. Father almost left you out in the cold with moving his name off the lease. And then by the time I met you, you know, you made sure she had a roof over her head. You never let it get to a point where you couldn't provide for your daughter. Right. You would go, I remember you sleeping overnight in the car in between jobs to make sure Logan was taken care of. So I feel like that was the first period of her life, the hardships you faced, just being able to provide. But then you got to a point where you could provide. You bought you guys a house, new cars. What's the hardest part now? And I feel like you talked about it a little bit, but what do you think is something that you're struggling with? Because you can buy her whatever she wants. You can buy, do you ever look back and think you went too hard trying to give her that life that you didn't have, and now this is why she's feeling the way you said you didn't want her to feel?
Right. That's 100% accurate. Like, again, you know, it's the nurturing part that wasn't there. So she needed me to be more present. She needed me to hug her. She needed me. I always go back to, well, we did do stuff. You know, like, I'm thinking, I'm like, dang, we did do stuff. Like, we pretty much was in the same room up until she was maybe like 10, you know what I'm saying? Every place that I had, I'm just like, so I'm trying to figure out what is it that you were lacking, but I'm still not that, oh, baby, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still not that. When we get off the phone, it's always I love you. I'm not like that. Like, she feel like now it's all about school. So school, I'm focusing on her future and focusing on things that need to get done to make sure I can provide, instead of taking the time to say, you know, how was your day today? Like, having those little small conversations. You know, those are the nurturing things that I didn't, that I'm noticing that I didn't have, or that she missed and yearned from me when she was younger, that she's voicing today. Good, because you was around for these things.
So that's where my issue is, because I feel like you're taking away from yourself. Like, both of us here, we see you as a mother, so give you your flowers as a mother. You're not doing anything wrong. There's no handbook on being the perfect parent.
Right.
But I feel like I have to disagree when you say you didn't nurture her when she was smaller, and that's what she was missing. I was there the nights you cuddled up with Logan. I was there when you...
But she don't remember them, so it don't matter.
She don't. Like, that's very true.
You know, and then what she...
But you do.
Right.
So don't take it away from yourself.
But what she remembers now is me being the person who can provide and is successful, that I'm always gone. I'm always doing this. That's what she is focusing more on today. Like, it's not my fault that the way my career looks fun. You know, like, it look like I'm having fun. I'm having fun to go party. I'm having fun to do a taste test, and I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it looked like, but I'm actually working. I mean, of course, sometimes I'm out with my friends. We're having a good time, and we're enjoying life, but, like, how am I providing for you? It's not my fault that the career path I chose looks fun, you know? And so that's what I have to show her or tell her. Like she said, when I go to these events during the week, you know, I leave her in the house, she at home, you know, blah, blah. So I'm like, noted. Any event that I feel like is kid friendly or for someone her age, let me bring her. I don't have to ask my friends to be my plus one. I can bring her. But she brought that to my attention. Okay, there are some things that I'm invited to that I can potentially bring you to. So let me start including you in those things. You know, so I'm taking what she's saying and I'm trying to, it's hard because I do feel like you said, like, what do you mean? I had no other choice but to hug you at night. We was in the same bed. Like, I'm just like so confused. Like, me and Kiara used to take Logan to the beach to do stuff. I'm just like, but okay, this is your reality. This is how you feel. Let me take it on the chin.
Her feelings are valid.
Yeah,
her feelings are valid. So let's see how now at the age of 14, you know, okay, she need a different mom right now. Maybe, I don't know. You know, and I just feel like I had it when I was 21. Was I parenting made all the way right? Maybe, maybe not.
Who does?
Exactly. But I do feel like I'm being the best that I can. So to go back to what you asked me about understanding why Pam didn't show up, I totally understand why she didn't show up. Totally.
Probably where you got your irritation from.
But at the end of the day, you show up for your kid.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. It don't matter. You know, the problem is not bigger than the relationship.
Just want to know, in this writing process, what's like one thing, the most surprising thing that you learned while writing?
The most surprising thing I learned while writing is the things that I actually went through those 3 to 4 years of being in my mom's house. I was like, dang, this shit really happened. Like, you know, I'm not thinking about those things anymore. I'm no longer in that setting. I done moved on with my life. But when you go back, and I think I had I think those moments was hard for me to talk about. And B&T, you know, took me a little edible. Took me an edible.
I was thinking about that night.
And when I took that edible, like, I was talking like shit. Like, everything was coming out. But I think that was a hard moment and something I just realized, like, dang, I went through all this stuff. And like I was saying, like, I think I subconsciously like forgot about those things or just didn't want to remember them. You know, to the fact that I took an edible so I can remember and talk about these things. That was hard. I feel like talking about the things that I had to endure, because it's just like going back to the parenting thing. Well, if you had your opportunity to get me and have a great relationship with me and build, why you didn't do that while I was there? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, what was just really your reason for coming to get me in the first place?
You told all of us for years, I don't want any kids because I won't love them the way I love Logan. And that's not fair. And you said it over and over and over and over again. So when you text and said you were pregnant, that was my first thought. Like, is she going to love this baby? And you did. Like, you were so connected, even with, and we'll get into that too, everything you were going through in that relationship with her father. What do you feel like made you just so immediately connected and able to embrace it and moving forward with your mystery partner? Yeah. No, in the future with your mystery partner, talking about wanting to have kids, what makes you continue to
got it.
Embrace
it? Understood. I like how you did that.
You're welcome, guys.
I need to take a sip.
Right? That's a good one. I'm grown now. I feel like I'm grown now. I'm 35. Like, and I can recognize some things. I can tell Mystery Bae, the way that she handles me, I know that she's going to be a great parent. I can have a child. I need for the other parent to know what comes with having this child, because they got 90% of the requirements of being a parent, right? I'll take the other 10. Let that be known. You know, Missy Bay okay with that, because as much as I love Logan, I am not a kid person.
Oh my God,
I'm not, and I gotta be real. I need people.
You want them when they're 5?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying, people need to know the kind of person that they are.
That's true.
I don't need to be having a lot of kids, because I'm not. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that is very mature of me.
It is.
Because it's a lot of people out here who have kids, and they ain't right.
I'm feeling you've been dropping a lot of motherhood gems. You need a motherhood book, like a.
I'm so for real, but I know that with my current partner that I'm gonna be okay. I want that family that we're in the same household. I don't want to. Another thing too is why I was against having kids is because I see what this is doing to my current child. So why continue to do that? We're not in the same. She have to split her time between her parents. She has to now. She feel like she in a tug of war with whose side she need to be on, because we don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like most people who not married and got multiple kids, got multiple baby daddies, and multiple. It's too much. Like, why do I want to deal with that? I didn't want to create another one of those situations for myself, because it's not a good feeling, you know. And so my current partner is aware that I'm not having no child if I'm not married, and that, you know, I'm gonna need her to help every step of the way with this baby.
Okay. my thing is, what changed from I can't love any other kids like I love Logan to, okay, now I'm pregnant by a partner who I didn't expect to be pregnant by, and then everything happened with Bella Rose, to now embracing it with Mystery Bae. Like, okay, I could actually be pregnant. I love this person, and I like this person, and I see a future with this person. What changed in you to be able to get to those stages?
Well, for one, I need a child who gonna love me more than they daddy. It's like, no. It's like, nah. Girl, listen, that child love her daddy.
But we've all known that. Like, she's a daddy's girl through and through. You gotta let that go.
Girl. But no, I'm playing, y'all. Being pregnant with Bella Rose, opened my heart to having another kid. I was just like, I was excited to have her. I had a moment where I didn't want her because of the situation with her dad, but because like I just said, I didn't want to create that situation again. I knew we wasn't probably gonna be together. Like it was gonna be a whole nother situation that I didn't want to be in. So I had a moment where I'm just like, I don't think I really want to do this. But no, it had. So I think me actually not having Bella and her, you know, coming early and she passing away, that kind of like softened my heart a little bit. Like I was about to have another baby and she not here, you know. So I'm just like,
you were,
yeah. So I think I said those things, but then experiencing another pregnancy, it was kind of like,
I can do it.
I can do this. Like, I like this, but I needed to be with that person, the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to be in the situation I'm currently in. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that again. So.
Can I just say, I remember those texts. I was actually reading those texts when we were doing the book. And I don't think I've ever felt you feel so low in your life. The struggle you had. Nicole, you know, she don't like driving nowhere. She was ready to drive down to me and Tiffany's in Portsmouth and stay a few days because that's how bad she wanted to get away.
Like I formed the whole crew. Hey y'all, I'm having this baby. This is what I want y'all to the baby shower. This is what I want. If y'all can help me with this is gonna be the theme. I would love for y'all to help put this together. Like, you know, planning the photo shoot and everything. I'm having this baby. But I have to be real with myself and honest with myself. And I knew I was putting myself in another situation. And it was hard going through what I went through with Bella. But I knew it was a blessing for me not to have her. And I kind of talked that into fruition. I said, I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant. I don't want this baby. Like, I said that. Like, I don't want her because I definitely wanted my child. But I didn't want this situation. Yeah. And that wasn't my life. Yeah.
Okay. You've been in the hot seat for a minute. My next question is, how did you choose the name of the characters and the name of the chapters?
I read each chapter and I thought about the theme of each chapter.
Okay. And
I wanted people to know what they were about to read by just the title. So, you know, I got baby daddy. I already know. I'm about to hear about the baby daddy. What's going on with the baby father? Like, just like when Sierra just now, she was like, what's just the name in the book? I was able to go to that chapter because I know what it is. It's my first love. So I know exactly who I'm talking about in each chapter. So that's definitely how I came up with the titles.
Okay, so you basically, like, in the process, like, went through and wrote, and your ghostwriter, she was writing all these. Then you went back and named them? Mm-hmm. Okay, and the characters, too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Everybody's real name was in there first. We didn't have any chapters.
Yeah.
And then we kind of came back, and I had to think about them. I actually had to read the chapters for me to
kind of come up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
So didn't have the chapters first.
It kind of reminded me of the movie Best Man. Right?
Yeah.
So everybody reading it, I know it was a point where I was reading this book and I was like trying to guess who this person was in your life, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it.
I had a lot of those. A lot of people calling me like, I think I know who this person is. Especially if they in my life, like, oh, I know who that is. Like, it was pretty cool. Yeah. You know?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So relationships. As usual, I have a two-parter. So you talked a lot about the beginning relationships with I forget their names in the book, but the one right before you left for Michigan.
Okay.
Red, and then so it was Red, him.
I think his name was Jared. Jared in the
Jared.
book.
Are we talking about? Okay, we talking about Preston.
No,
okay,
no, because Preston, I don't put him in this category that I'm about to give you.
Got it. Okay,
but it was Red, the Julian, and then whoever Josh's character was. They were all relationships of opportunity.
Yeah,
like we admitted it.
Yep.
To help you get through whether it was a place to stay, waiting for school, whatever, or a ride to run away to DC.
Yeah.
After Josh came Jason Justin.
Yes.
What was it about him that made you decide, I don't want a relationship for opportunity? Like, I actually like this man.
Yeah.
A man that nobody expected you to like, because...
Okay, I know.
Be honest.
Yeah.
But you looked beyond the surface, and not only did you like him and love him, and you didn't use him for opportunity, which you could have. You could have got all the free photos you wanted for your clothing line.
Right.
But you forgave him twice. What, out of all the people in the world, made you finally be vulnerable with this person out of all people?
He came at a time in my life where I was finally like getting my life in order. So I had my own place that I was renting a house in Clinton. Like, you know, I finally was able to make my own decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can decide if I want you. You know what I'm saying? I can decide, like, this is my home. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that moment, I didn't need help from anyone. So I felt like this was the moment where he met me in a time where I didn't need anything that he could have potentially given me, you know, to help with whatever was going on in my life. Also, the way that he came into my life, he came to me like a grown-ass man, and I just was like, ooh, you know, like, like, I'm for real. Like, most of the guys that I've dated, I can walk all over them. You know, boy, bye. Like, whatever. Okay. You only here for a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I looked at relationships, or just looked at it in general. Like, whatever. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like, that type of situation. But, he literally sat me down and was like, I want to be with you. I'm not about to play no games with you. Like, had this conversation with me like a grown man. I'm just, okay. You know, like, everything. I just feel like, yes, that, like, you know, like, a woman like me who is so independent and so, like, you gonna have to put me in my place, not put me in my place in a place of fear, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, listen, I ain't here with the bullshit. I'm here for real. Like, I love you. I love your daughter. He took Logan out on a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, he dated her, you know, as well as knowing that that's a way to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, cared about her well-being. I think when he met me, all 4 of my tires was bald. He said, pull. He was like, come on. Like, we about to go get these tires, all 4 of the tires fixed. And I'm just like, okay, this is new. I like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm supposed to be treated.
Yeah, it is.
Not to say that I was being treated wrongly, you know, like, wrongfully in my relationships. I mean, I probably was, but I'm just saying, like,
it was new.
It was fresh. I liked it. It was something about it that I liked. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah, it was different. And I always was the challenge, and I felt like he was the challenge for me. Because, like, this grown man not about to take my shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I know.
Okay, but with him, with Justin Jason, like, we all loved him for you.
Yes.
Until he did what he did, and it was like, you don't deserve that. But you've always been a realistic person. Like, he's gonna cheat,
right?
But he not hitting me, and shit. And I feel like that's very traditional way of thinking. By the way,
it is.
So after him, you know, you went to Leonard, and then Lance, and then, you know, you dated in between. Then I feel like you never fully allowed yourself to be Justin Jason vulnerable until recent. Like, the situationship you were dealing with while writing the book and since writing the book, I feel like you dropped your hose. You've done a complete change. And when I see it, it looks like the version of you from what we saw when you were with Justin.
Mm-hmm. Can you say that part again? She dropped what?
The hose.
The hose.
You heard what she said. Okay.
I feel like she ran over that one, so I didn't catch it. I was like, wait a minute, let me just confirmation.
I'm looking for those.
So do you feel like you shut down a little bit after Justin? Like you mentally, you tried to have that with the two Lyns,
right?
Adam and somebody,
yeah.
Adam and Leonard, Lance. Do you feel like you tried, and with Adam, it didn't quite get there? With Lance, I feel like you were almost there, but you knew it was something wrong. But then after that, it's like all of a sudden you was like, I'm vulnerable. She let me run around and do my thing, and now like I'm in it.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I tried with both of them. It wasn't that I converted back and didn't want that. They weren't the men for me. Like that's pretty much what it was. Like I've definitely tried with Adam, but he wasn't the man enough like that I needed. I knew he wasn't there. He was. We had a great relationship actually. Yeah. Like we really didn't have too many disagreements. You know what I'm saying? Like but he just wasn't. He wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it is what it is. But I definitely I was open to that. And I definitely felt like I was still vulnerable in that relationship. But there was a moment where I knew I wasn't going to be with him. And it's just like, it just is what it is.
Yeah. And then Lance.
With Lance, at the big old age of my 30s, I was stigmatized for the first time. That's what that was. That wasn't love, honey. I thought it was.
And for those who didn't read, Lance is Bella's dad.
Right.
And that's the honest truth. Like,
and Nicole, I'll let you ask your next question before I get in, because I gotta go.
Ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
you want me to go ahead? Okay.
No, I'm saying I didn't know if she was finished. Like, if
okay.
Yeah, but that's what it was. That was. I have struggled with intercourse with men, right? So when it get to that part, let's hurry up. You know, I'm disconnected. I'm disconnected. And part of the reason is because I was, sexually abused before. Mm-hmm. I put it in the book. So there's just a disconnection when it comes to penetration. You know what I'm saying? This was the first time where I felt like every time I seen you, I want to jump on you. Yeah. And I've never felt that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what it was. And it should have stayed a fucking relationship instead of an actual relationship. And then, here I am, heartbroken, pregnant,
stepmother,
just all the shit that I hear women talking about. Well, look at my stupid ass. Like,
it happens to the best of them, girl.
This big old age. I never had my heart broken. I never felt that pain. Like, and you know what? I needed that though. I ain't need the pain of Bella, but I needed that. I actually went back and apologized to some people because I know I'm a heartbreaker.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I was just like, damn, this is what you was feeling.
Yeah, life is 360.
I'm sorry, bruh.
Life is 360.
So
yeah. But is there a message in your?
I got it tatted on my back. I got it as a quote in the book. Nothing stops you unless you let it. I really believe in that because as many turns as I could have taken, I had every opportunity to not be this woman today, be somebody else, be on drugs, be a stripper, like just be anything other than what I am today. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like because I didn't allow what I went through to dictate who I can be as a person, nothing stopped me. Yeah, you could have used a lot of crutches. Yeah, as we read through the book. Anything that came in my way, I was ready to take it on head first. Mm-hmm. So, I also, another thing would be living your truth. We all have our flaws. We all go through something. None of us are perfect, but living your truth. Don't be afraid to tell what you've gone through. Don't be afraid because you're no longer that person. Heal from it, grow up, be a better version of yourself. Every day you're supposed to learn something new. So A roller coaster, a journey.
And anything not growing is dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can definitely fall. I mean, you can use there are so many excuses out here to just not do shit. I promise you, I don't want to do shit all the time, but but I mean, what can you do? So
That was a good one, Nicole.
yeah.
We talked about Lance just now, and you getting pregnant with Bella. For those who haven't read the book, some backstory. When you got pregnant, it was in the midst of trying to leave him, but then staying. And then when you actually miscarried, he wasn't there.
Right.
And, you know, we all know how you felt about that. You're not one to show emotion, but that was one of the handful of times where you showed some emotion because you felt like you were grieving alone.
Yeah.
And not to knock him, but he's a girl dad. He
Right.
raises his kids. He has custody. So it's like, how can you not be here for this? With that, I always wondered, because you would put it briefly like in text and then you would skip to the next conversation.
Okay.
How did you work your way out of that? Because I know Logan was a part of that too. You know, Logan was grieving as well. She just lost her baby sister. And she's losing her mom because her mom is depressed and hurt. So how did you come out of that, and how long did it take you to come out of that?
I took off of work for 6 months. Like,
You were for 6 months?
I was off for 6 months. I couldn't do it. That was a lot. Like, that was a lot to endure. And then actually after Bella and after he wasn't there, we got back, you know.
Oh, I was going to bring that next. I was going to let you answer that and then bring that in.
I honestly, God, it had to be, because I didn't want to do nothing. Like, everybody was bringing me food. I was in my bed. It was a lot. I actually even didn't dates for a whole year after I was officially done with him. You know what I'm saying? So I really took my time with myself after that. There was a lot that happened within that year. I don't know. I guess I just pulled my big girl panties up and was like, your pity party is over. I mean, you know, it just is what it is. I still have a child here that needs me. You know, bills ain't gonna pay themselves. It was all for 6 months. Yeah. You know, went through my savings. So I was like, all right, you know.
You had to get it together.
I had to get it together. Not to be foreclosure.
That's so real.
For real, like, okay. You know, life came back and was like, all right.
Life came fast.
Okay. I mean, but I was blessed to have my 6 months to just not do nothing and stand in my sorrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought up how you got back together. So that's where my follow-up was going with this. Before you got pregnant, you were trying to leave. But you kept giving him a chance and a chance and a chance. And up until today, I thought it was love. But now I'm realizing it was lust. And everything else you said earlier. So you took him back when you got pregnant. Or you decided to stay while you were pregnant. Right. But I remember you saying throughout the pregnancy, I can't do this. I don't know if I could do this. You were ready to break up during the pregnancy too. Yep. At the hospital again, ready to break up. And then after you grieved, what made you take him back? Because I feel like you taking him back, he went from hiding who he was to
showing it.
Because
all the way out, like.
And you can edit this out if you want to, but you went from him being your protector and providing you with a gun to a man who didn't help you grieve the loss of your daughter and having to get that same gun because he was chasing you and beating you through your house. Right. So at what point did you finally say, okay, I'm going to take you back and now I'm going to stop taking you back?
When my life flashed before my eyes, I was just like, oh, no, you in too deep, baby girl. It's not worth all that. You know, I'm just like, it was one, I just told y'all that I take having kids very seriously, and I don't want to have these situations again. So that was part of my reason why I wanted to, one, stay, because I really don't want to just have this baby by myself. Like, I knew it wasn't a great situation, but if I'm gonna have this baby, then I'm gonna try to work this relationship out. That's how I felt. After Bella, my connection with him was Bella. So, like, I still wanted his love and for him to be there for me after we just lost our child. Like, I still yearned for that from him. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get it from somewhere else if need be, but that's not where I wanted it from. So, when he did come back around, I was open to us continuing, but then it became like rage, and I don't know if him losing Better made him angry. Like, I don't know, but I'm just like, it got to, I don't want to fight you. Like, I don't want to fight. And it was literally no reason. Like, there's never a reason to put your hands on a woman for all the men, all the abusers out there. But I legit gave him no reason, you know what I'm saying, to like feel the need to put your hands on me. Like, I'm not even the type of woman to get in your face and be like, try me. Like, you ain't gonna, I don't do that. I don't want you to hit me, sir. Like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even that type of female. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, that's a losing battle. I can't do anything. It was not going to do nothing but get worse. Yeah. And eventually my daughter would have seen that, and that's what I didn't want. So I had to make a decision and be like, and just go cold turkey and just, I got to leave you all the way alone. Actually, that's a lie. I needed him to leave me alone for me to leave him alone. Okay. And he did that when the last incident we got into, because I called people and got them in our business, because at this point he done gone crazy. Like, I need y'all to step in. And I think he was embarrassed because people probably obviously didn't know what was going on, but now I done made a few phone calls to let them know what's going on. And so he kind of like, that was his little, all right, I'm gonna take a step back. She got people in my business now. Yeah. Exactly. So
okay. Good job.
What's the toughest criticism you receive as an author? And then also give me, like, what's your best compliment you received?
I want to say I received any criticism per se. I did have a few people who felt the need to reach out to me to kind of give me a little background into something things I didn't know about, and this is why this happened. Mm-hmm. This is what you said in your book, but you don't know that this is what was going on. Like, feeling the need to
clear the air.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of those texts. But I've had more of people reaching out to me with positive feedback, that me being my book helped them, heal, healing. I feel like my book is a book of healing. A lot of women out here, unfortunately, have been sexually abused, have been physically abused, have been, just abused, period. So the fact that I was open enough and vulnerable enough to actually put that out there, because I don't look like I've went through any of that, and I live my life so freely. I don't look like anybody who has been hurt, to that magnitude. So I think for people to see it from somebody who do have some kind of image and influence, it's like, dang, she really went through that. Like, I would have never guessed. Right. So, I had a lot of people reach out to me and just kind of tell me their story, and to be like, I understand. Like, so thank you for being a voice. A lot of people are afraid to tell the truth, to tell their truth, and I'm just like, hey, it happened.
That's true. Because reading your book, I thought I knew you. Until I read your book, but it helped me understand you more, and you definitely don't look like what you've been through.
When you moved, again, before your mom took you back to North Carolina, your only sexual knowledge was walking in on your grandparents.
Right.
Which was hilarious.
Going to bounce.
That entitlement you got right there.
Going to slow bounce.
Not Clara.
Yes,
but
girl.
when you got down there, you would often be in the same room while your sister was having sex with different people. And y'all were a year apart. So all new to you. Michael was older. Michael was what, 17, 18?
Yeah.
You were what, 13, 14, 17? Okay. And he groomed you. He came off as like a big brother.
Yeah.
And you had your experience with him. And I'm bringing this up because after your experience with him, not necessarily forgave it. You were just like, that hurt, don't do it again. But then your next experience with Quan, where he didn't take the time to groom you. He just went, he picked you up out the bed and went all in.
Right.
He was more aggressive. With that abuse, because that was abuse. I know we talked about how you didn't understand that it was abuse and that it was grooming with Michael until the R. Kelly case came out. Knowing that, and knowing that he's someone who still would often check in on you, reach out, what would you tell someone in a similar situation who was raped, molested by someone who thought she was a friend?
Right.
Because normally it's just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
It happens.
Right.
And then you try to move forward. But you had it back to back. You had it someone who you thought was a friend and then a stranger.
Right.
So what would you tell other young girls or women who went through what you went through, and how would you say you got through it?
And I was in a state of trying to get away from North Carolina, period. So in those moments, I didn't really have time to kind of think about what just happened to me, you know what I'm saying? And then also you're in this country, like living where, you know, what happens in this house stays in this house. So nobody, you know, it wasn't talked about. Nothing was done about it. So it makes you feel like it's okay, you know, especially like from someone who I'm entering into this world, like culture shock, a virgin. I'm still okay with going to school with a ponytail or like bow rats in my hair. Like, I'm still okay. I'm kiddish. You know what I'm saying? Like, real kiddish to
Which
now.
you should be.
Yeah, like real kiddish to now in this world of everybody is having sex. You can drink. You can do this. I'm just like, I didn't know, you know, and it felt good to have Michael there as a person that I can talk to, because I didn't like being at my mom's house. So I felt like he was like an outlet for me, not realizing that he was getting me ready for sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was weird. And, you know, I was still his friend, like up until as an adult, because I didn't realize what was happening until, like you said, the R. Kelly thing came out. And I'm just like, dang, I was a child. Like, he was really acting like he was my friend and touching on me until the time came for him to actually have sex with me. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that what was happening. You know, I'm an adult now and I'm looking back on it like, what the fuck? I blocked him from everything. Like, I didn't even feel the need to have a conversation. I realized what had happened to me and just was like, and it's like, you know how people be like, why they wait so long to come and do this and do that? Because sometimes you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you a child and you think you're being protected and you think this person who's supposed to protect you, they doing something to you. You don't even know that they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. You know, so it's just like.
And they trusted by your family.
Yeah, you
so
trusted, you're a trusted person, so you don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all know. I mean, everybody know, you know, I know what sex is, and I knew eventually I probably was going to do it. But it wasn't his right to make that decision for me, you know? So it's just like, you don't know those things until you're older, you know? And especially when you don't got people around you who don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, those things were tough, which is one of the reasons why I had such a, you know, a lot of people, me growing up, I've always had confidence. So a lot of people would say I give off this sex appeal. Like, they probably thought, you know, I was a freak in the sheets. I'm not, honey, because I don't even like sex.
Do you think that's why?
That was definitely why.
Okay,
That was definitely me having those encounters were definitely one of the reasons that shied me away from sex. I feel like, you know, you have different kind of people who have been that kind of women who have been abused and how they react to it. Some women actually become promiscuous and they want to have sex more. You know what I'm saying? You know, some women shy away from sex. So I didn't shy away from sex, but I didn't want to be penetrated. Like, it was always like I'm ready for this to be over type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, not enjoyment for me. That definitely played a part in it. I would definitely say, like, right now I'm not. I sometimes don't like to tell people that I date, like, when I'm as an adult now. I kind of don't like to tell them that because I don't want them to feel like they can't, you know,
stick something in there.
Yeah, like.
Because sometimes you might like it, right? Like,
yeah, but it's just like, you know, you start feeling bad for the person and you just want to be gentle. Yeah. And it's like, no, this has happened to me. I'm moving past that. You can put it on me. I'm so done with you. Not put it on me. Like, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wait.
Oh, wow.
Before you finish that, I just want to know, will you ever have that conversation with your sister?
I don't know, because
she didn't tell. She didn't want you to tell either.
Part of me want to have a conversation and part of me don't, because, and I don't want to tell, you know, a lot of her information either, but you know, she was also, you know, has been sexually abused before me, my encounter. So to her, that's okay, you know. And Nicole, before you go, so I just want to point something out to you. You were abused, your sister, your mother, and your grandma Clara. Mm-hmm. You're breaking the cycle for Logan. But looking at that history of the women you come from, right?
Again, like I asked earlier, do you now, as an adult, and having gone through things and having made the conscious decision not to put Logan through those things, do you see where they were all coming from? They had that abuse and that trauma.
Yeah.
You are just strong enough to
endure it.
Not endure it, but to change it.
Change it, yes. Mm-hmm. I endured it, and I knew that it had to stop with me. I couldn't run away from those things. Those moments was going to come to my doorstep. And either I was going to change something about it or I was going to continue it. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it stops right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not doing that. And that's another reason too why I never wanted kids. Like, not because I felt like I'm not nurturing, not just to say like I don't like kids, but it was like a real thing because we say we don't want to be our parents and sometimes end up being our parents. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as you're trying not to be that person, you end up that person. And I didn't want to be that person. So I wasn't sure what kind of mom I was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody come and tell me right now that my daughter was sexually abused, I don't want, that is a lot. That's too much. Like, that's something that I'm going to have to, like, just... Like, that is too much.
That's too much.
Yeah. So I just didn't want to have to deal with those kind of things with raising kids. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Why did you decide to write a nonfiction instead of a fiction?
Well, like I said, I'm not a writer. So God put it on my heart to tell my story. Yeah, if I was writing a fiction novel, this would have been her book.
Got it.
She would have been writing the whole thing because, my brain don't work like that. You know?
What's next? What's next for fashion?
That's a good question. That's a good
mermaid. What's next?
Ooh, I would love to see my book as a movie.
And not on Tubi either.
Not on Tubi.
But we ain't gonna knock that check though. We're not gonna knock that check.
Okay, but no, I would. I'm gonna do audio as well for the book. I see myself having speaking engagements, about the book, people, I feel like I'm supposed to be a voice, and my book was the first step of me coming out and manifesting a change. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many of us who think that we got to deal with the things that's following us. We don't have to. You can stop them, and I feel like I'm doing that. I'm taking a stand, and I'm saying I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to allow my daughter to go through that. Anybody that's around me, I'm not going to allow them to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I can be a vessel and speak through somebody who's going through something, I want to do that. Right. And so I feel like that's my calling. It's my calling to put myself out there so that somebody else can, heal through their journey.
Good.
I like that.
Y'all done?
No, so I still had another one. Casey. What was Casey's name in the book?
Cece.
So Cece, Casey, you were grown when you met this lady. She was grown. She was in her 40s, and she made you comfortable. Y'all got along. What in your grown age of your 20s made you feel like there's a pull? I'm so comfortable with this lady I've seen her a handful of times in person, known of her for a few months. Things aren't working out with Aunt Frida. I'm just going to ask her, can I live with her? And not even just that, but once you asked her and she checked it over with her daughters to make sure they would be comfortable, she immediately went from Casey to mom.
Right.
And I've if you hadn't have told me when I met you that this wasn't your real mom, I wouldn't know any difference. Y'all fight like a real mother and daughter. Y'all make up like a real mother and daughter. And she's there for you and Logan. She supports everything y'all do. So why Casey?
So like you said, we met each other as friends. Like, she was chasing a dream. I was chasing a dream. The ages were different. And so it was something I was going through, that battle with my aunt, Lisa, at the time. And I just wanted to, I don't know, she have this nurturing kind of, spirit. And she gravitated to me, actually, when we met each other, asked me questions. She started picking me up. We was doing stuff, and I just felt like, I don't know why I asked. I'm just like, can I come stay with you? I just felt like being with her would have been great. I just felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something about her that made me feel that way. She didn't mention anything about her home being open. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just me just being like,
she felt like a mother.
She really did. And I know that's what I needed at the time. I'm just like, not to say, not to put any knock on Lisa. Like, she did an amazing job. She did what she could do. She had sons. And then she had a moment of break away from my life to where I came back into her life as a teenager who's having sex now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went from raising me as a kid to me not, I'm a virgin, to now having this grown teenage person in her house and not really knowing what to do. So I can't really fault her for that. You know what I'm saying? So Casey had already had girls. I felt like she probably would know what to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I needed guidance. And I knew she was going to do that. Like, being with Aunt Lisa, even though we were clashing, I pretty much could do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, and I knew I needed somebody to kind of like help me through these teenage years. So, I lean on her heavily right now for these teenage years with my daughter, with Logan, because I'm like, at the age of 14, I was planning to escape.
Yeah.
So I can't look back and say, oh, this is what my grandmother was doing when I was 14. Let me try this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. understand what's going on in her mind, as her having her actual mom and her having a village to help guide her. I need help guiding her too, you know. So I'm fortunate enough to have her because she's helping me go through these teenage years with my daughter, because she was able to see me through my teenage years.
Yeah. I love Casey.
Yes, me too. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
That was all I had, Nicole, other than what's part 2? Unmasked, the love story. Is you waiting for the ring and then you're gonna write that one?
I know, right? I don't know. We'll see. But that was good. Yeah. It was a little heavy. But y'all got to hear from the author herself about going into a bit of detail about what happened in the book, and you get to hear from me, my feelings and my real thoughts, and me being raw and vulnerable in front of this camera. So if you haven't already gotten your book, Unmasked, we on Amazon, we on Barnes & Noble.
And fashionmermaid.com.
Okay, yes, and fashionmermaid.com. And kiaraquick.com, because I got 2 websites. But, yeah, tune in for the next one. This is a great, great, great interview. I feel like people are going to have questions for me now that I've done this. So, I'm excited. Toast to Unmasked.
Let's go.
Tonight she might braid her braids, melanin